ASMR vlog and other content. It helps to support my channel if you join, and I also am very adamant about posting consistently, and promise that you'll be happy. So you can find the link to my website in the description box of this video. It is just asmrxbabe.com, which is the same as my handle here on YouTube. For every 50 members added to my website, I do a bonus video here on YouTube that week, meaning I will post a video twice a week instead of once. LA is the website. So I had a lot of pages because obviously being a destination, things are a little bit more, it's not just one day. So the schedule will go to first, and you can put a picture on the top of each page, but it's not like that homepage giant picture. So first we had our welcome white party, and the way the schedule is, you can just kind of put everything in time order, and people have the option to add it to their calendars as well. You put the location, it gives you this little picture here. It's just really cute. So how I described the welcome party, I said we're excited to welcome you to Jamaica and start your trip off right. Please wear all white, shorts, pants, dresses, skirts, anything goes. Just no patterns or colors other than white. I was very strict. It will take place on the sand, so be mindful of the shoes you wear. Food will be served with an open bar, and of course there will be a DJ because boring cocktail parties aren't our thing. If you're unable to make it, feel free to join us at the bar afterwards on the beach side of the resort. The white party was amazing. I do have a full story time, of course, of my wedding here on YouTube. If you haven't seen that, it's very long and it tells every single detail of all of these events. And my wedding vlog / video will be available on my website in May. All access members get the full length, long version of There's a Camera at Every Event, and everybody else on my website gets a little bit of a more condensed version of that. And then I'll just post like a 60-second like trailer of it on Instagram for those that aren't joined. Okay, so that was Wednesday, so this is Thursday, just kind of letting people know what we will be doing. So I said Thursday, meet us by the pool, beach club at the Riviera Tower. This day is all yours to enjoy any way you'd like. However, if you would like to spend time with the bride and groom, you can find us relaxing by the beach club pool. This was right near the ocean. This area has a pool with swim-up bar and beach access, as well as an outdoor restaurant for lunch, so you can relax and enjoy. That was a really fun day, the full pool day, or full beach day. And most people, I'd say, were down there and with us in that general area. Sorry, I'm like getting over a cold and I keep like swallowing. So then we had our actual ceremony, of course, on Friday, which was short. It was not religious or anything like that, so there was no fluff to like make it long and unbearable. So that was 4 to 4:30, although it started probably a couple minutes later than it should have, but things happen, which was at the Roman gazebo. So I said the ceremony will take place outside at the Roman gazebo on the non-beach side of the resort. You took like a little shuttle from each side. We ask that you leave photography to the professionals during the ceremony and refrain from posting any photos or videos of the bride and groom to social media. We'll post our professional photos when we receive them. So we didn't want people to post a bunch of ugly pictures of us on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and stuff. I don't know why I said Twitter. A, just in general, and B, specifically before we had the chance to post them ourselves. I think eventually people did start posting their own stuff after I had shared, and I think really the only person that posted an unhinged, disgustingly hideous picture of me was my cousin Jonathan. And I was like, dude, I literally just asked you not to post this. He's a dear though, and he just wanted to make sure like that was the only picture we had together. But it's just like you pay all this money for hair and makeup and professional photography, and that's how you want your wedding to be represented, not through other people's like bad lighting pictures of you with your eyes closed. Then we had a cocktail hour, 4:30 to 5:30, which also started late. I don't know what it is. The timing, I feel like, of everything is just like they weren't really on the ball with that. And I was stressed so much how I did not want there to be any gap between the ceremony and the cocktail hour. It was supposed to be conversations back and forth with Sandals about the things that they messed up and requesting refunds for them. They gave me the wrong wedding cake. They're refunding me for that. And then our violinist, there was a whole mess up with that. So I'm requesting refund for that as well. So then we had our wedding reception on the manor lawn. Oh, I didn't read you this. Cocktail reception is just steps away from the ceremony, and our wedding coordinator will lead you there. Enjoy cocktails and light bites before the dinner reception while you listen to a Jamaican steel drum band. The steel drum band was awesome. It added a really cute touch, and I did not even see the food. I didn't touch one thing at cocktail hour because I was just like overwhelmed and running a mile a minute. And I had to pee, and that was a whole thing with my dress. So it's definitely true what they say about that people don't really eat and stuff at their own wedding. Then we had the wedding reception on the manor lawn, 5:30 to 9:30. Meet us on the dance floor after dinner is served. Make sure to give us your meal preference by January 1st. And I'll show you like what the RSVPs looked like. That's one of the things I love about Zola is people don't have to choose a meal option and then mail it back to you. I don't feel like dealing with that as like the bride. Like I don't care to like have to look back for people to mail me stuff. Snail mail is just not it. I didn't do any snail mail wedding invitations. I did it all digital. And then that way too you can like follow up and be like, hey, we're requesting RSVP soon. The wedding reception was gorgeous, and the tent that we had it in was beautiful, and I'm excited to show you guys that in the video. Then we had the after party, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m., which was a little fuzzy for me, but it was at Ocean's Beach Bar. That bar I pointed out on the homepage picture, and I said if it were up to us, the party would never stop, and I mean that literally. So if you're up for it, meet us at the beachfront bar to continue the festivities. The bar we plan to go to is on the other side of the resort, so you'll need to catch the hop to get there. Yeah, I don't like remember too much about that, but it was fun, and I'm pretty sure most people did go to the bar. And then finally on the schedule was our booze cruise or catamaran cruise, and that was 3:30 to 6:30 on Saturday, which was nice because people could sleep in, chill. It's not like we were doing this at 9 a.m. the next day. And I said join us for an afternoon/evening cat cruise as our final hurrah before most of us depart Sunday. There will be an open bar, light bites, and a DJ. If you get seasick easily or don't enjoy loud music, we recommend you sit this one out. We will continue the party at one of the bars when we get back. What was interesting about this was the food was completely different than what they had told me, which it was fine. And there was still food, but there was a DJ, there was a bar, and everybody jumped into the water, which was amazing. And I did request that. We go like snorkeling. We weren't able to snorkel, but I didn't care about that. I just wanted to go in the water, which we did. And apparently I was told at some point that it was really like the water was choppy that day, and someone was like surprised that the boat even went out, but they would have had to deal with my wrath if that was not going to happen, because that was a huge part of what I was excited for. So next we have travel. So if you had just your one-day wedding, right, your schedule would be just, cocktail hour. Maybe you have a welcome event for people coming in the night before or whatever, or like something, stuff for your bridal party. There was the rehearsal dinner was on the schedule too, but only the people that were in the bridal party were able to see that. And I'll explain how that works when I show you the RSVP. So we had travel, The shuttle is about 90 minutes long. It was like closer to 2 hours, I think. Transportation back to the airport is also included and scheduled for you. You can request details about this when you check in. And I said, as of June 10th, a negative COVID test is not needed to fly. When I went to Jamaica first to check it out, when I had booked it in January of 2021, I needed a COVID test too. And you needed a negative COVID test to fly there and back. So I'm glad that I was fairly confident that that wasn't going to be a thing anymore. Because it was so, COVID things were already softening by that point. Plus, or no, what am I saying? January 2021, January 2022. Things were like fine at that point and softening. Plus, I don't know, I just had a feeling that it wouldn't be an issue. So then we have my registry, where a couple of you cuties were like asking me to give you my registry. I would never expect like subscribers like buy me gifts. I was like, join my website, like that's how you can give me a gift. But if you're curious to see what my registry was, it was quite small, because we didn't need much, and I don't like to have a bunch of stuff and junk for the sake of having stuff. It actually gives me anxiety. So we said, your presence is our present, but if you would like to contribute a gift, please feel free to use the registry. There are not many home items we need, so donations to our honeymoon fund are also graciously appreciated. So that was first. We have our cruise, so most people contributed to that. And for my bridal shower, people got our stuff off the registry, so it was this small. Like literally, there was like 1, 2, 4 times 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, like 15 things on here. It was hard for me to even put 15 things, but I knew I had to put some physical stuff. So it wasn't just like, give me cash. But we got these wine glasses, a baking sheet, sugar bowl, some coasters, some towels, bowls, plates. This was from the twins and their family. This is my favorite gift. Somebody asked me. This was really, really, really generous of them. A knife set, a pan, and there was just like these 4 things that, we still need silverware. I do need to get more silverware, but yeah. This is our wedding party. So for our maid of honor, of course, was my sister. So you can write a little tidbit about them. So I said the queen of planning and getting shit done. Tony's dad, Jim, the man, the myth, the legend, also known to give a fantastic speech. Bridesmaid Jordana, bride's partner in crime, literally and figuratively, and bestie since 3rd grade. I don't know why I grabbed a baby picture of Sean, but I just thought it was cute. The one who got the bride and groom together, 10 out of 10 chance he's the drunkest at the wedding. Gabriella, you may know her as Swit's best friend of the bride since 3rd grade. Colin, landscaper extraordinaire and group redhead, also known as Calls Bagals. Got Mara, don't let her innocent looks and elementary school teaching career fool you, wildest one of them all. Tony's nephew Sean, most handsome man in the wedding party, cutest, brightest kid, and a groom's nephew. Tony's cousin Kate, my bridesmaid, always the MVP of any party, will throw hands if you mess with her family. Then we've got Tony's friend Dave, friend of the groomsmen since elementary school, rarely shows his face in social situations, so get a picture for proof. We've got Brittany, my bridesmaid, looks innocent but will hold you at gunpoint to take a shot, makes a mean jalapeno bacon dip. We've got Nick, best known for lighting a firecracker out of his butt in high school, lovable and usually hilarious lunatic, and that part about the firecracker is indeed true. And then finally we've got Sierra, amazing mama of 3 but will outlast any 21-year-old at the party, queen of being very standard and typical in an all-inclusive. The restaurants can fill up quickly, so we recommend speaking with your concierge with the concierge upon arrival to make sure to make these as soon as you arrive. If you're unable to get the reservation, you can visit the buffet for dinner without one. I actually don't think there was a buffet. It was like a breakfast buffet. Do I need to tip the staff? Tipping is not required or expected, with the exception of butlers and spa staff, but can help you get better service at the bar, etc. You're actually not supposed to tip, and I talked about this a little bit, but they can get in trouble for accepting tips. But apparently somebody did get in trouble while we were there for accepting a tip, but I never experienced that, and we had a butler, so we, of course, tipped our butler. What's the layout of the resort? The resort has two sides, the beach club side and the Great House Village or Butler Village side. There are large pools on each, but only beach access on the beach club side. There is a shuttle, the Hop, that runs every 10 minutes from the lobby that can take you back and forth. There are restaurants and bars on both sides. Here is a map of the resort. Next was, do I need a COVID test and or proof of vaccine to travel? We said no. Is travel to and from the airport included in my resort reservation? Some of it was repetitive, right? Because I put some of this in the schedule, but people don't read and people don't listen. People still probably didn't read this and listen, but that's okay. So we said yes. When you arrive at the airport, simply look for the Sandal Lounge. You will check in there and be shuttled to the resort shortly. The shuttle is 90 minutes. The resort will also schedule your return shuttle based on your flight times. If you need to change this for any reason, just call the front desk. I changed mine. A hot tip, if you're ever going to stay at a Sandals, or at least this one, since we were like an hour and a half or 2 hours from the airport, they make your shuttle so early to make sure that it's not their fault if you miss their flight. So I always push mine back, or I pushed it forward an hour so we could have 1 more hour of sleep. It's just not necessary to get there 3.5 hours early. And then we said our flights included in my resort reservation. We said flights are booked separately. We recommend you purchase 4 to 6 months in advance. I think only one person asked me that. And then the RSVP. This part is like really helpful, like I said. So let's see. Did I have an Estonia? Probably. Let's see. Yes. Okay. So you just type in your name and it brings you up as a person. And then you RSVP to what you're invited to. So, it says Tony Long will attend the white party. Click next event. This one we didn't need an RSVP for, right? So you control that on the back end, just meeting us at the pool. Rehearsal dinner. Again, it's showed. So this didn't show when I was in the schedule because this only gets showed to certain people. Like you would check off, okay, yes, we need Sean to pick his meal for the rehearsal dinner. Yes, we need this person to do it. So you pick will attend and then you choose, what you want to eat. And then this all forms itself into a list that you can download into a spreadsheet and send to the resort. So it's just so much easier. Ceremony, we didn't need RSVPs. Cocktail hour, we didn't. And then same with this. So this was the choices for the meals for the wedding reception. And then we wanted to know like what kind of potatoes they wanted. I'm pretty sure everybody ended up